Hey, welcome to Soul Whispers Tarot. I'm Karen. I'm here again with another pick a card reading. And this reading is, how does this person truly feel about you? So what are their true feelings for you at this time? It can be a man or a woman. So we have 4 sets of cards today. Set of cards number 1 is the purple stone. Set of cards number 2 is the amber. Set of cards number 3 is the pink stone. And set of cards number 4 is the amethyst sphere. So I'd like to announce that my merch store is now open and I've made some really cute designs called Keep Calm and Consult a Psychic, or Keep Calm and Pick a Card. And I've done little cute cauldron designs or cute little pick a card designs. And those are available on mugs and t-shirts and all things like that. So check that out. You can see them below the video, but also on my page there's a store tab which has all the products there, so go check those out. And if you haven't subscribed, then please do so and tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading, which currently is about every other day. Okay, so let's get back to this reading, and I'll give you a few moments to tune into the energies of the cards. It's perfectly fine to feel drawn to more than one set of cards. These are general messages, so take whatever resonates, leave the rest, and you can pause the video right now, but I'll also use a few moments of quiet as well. Okay, so let's get into the reading. So this is set of cards number 1, which is the purple stone. So we're going to look into the cards. I have some handwritten postcards as well with channeled messages. And after looking at the cards, we're going to look into these messages here. So how does this person truly feel about you at this time? And you chose this card. Okay, I'm not going to do it actually because that candle is lit. So the 6 of Pentacles, the Sun, the 8 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, and the 2 of Wands. Then we have this one here, which is like the Puppet Master. It always reminds me of the Devil card in the traditional tarot. There's this card here about being stuck in that sphere and wanting to broaden their horizons. And then we have these postcards. I'm so afraid of you seeing me vulnerable. I want to appear strong. I feel foolish in my vulnerability, and I am afraid that you will see me as weak. So I've put on a mask to hide my feelings. I'm sorry I hid parts of myself and my life from you. I was scared of disappointing and losing you. I didn't feel ready to step up into my truth. I was trying to stay hidden. Okay. So this person definitely has deep feelings for you. They have fears of you seeing the real them. They've hidden parts of themselves. They've worn masks. So this could be what this is about, the Puppet Master. They could have been wearing that mask to try and get you to, this character's down on one knee proposing. They could have been wearing masks to try and, I want to say manipulate, but this doesn't necessarily mean that the person is a bad person. I feel for many of them, it was like the wounding of the inner child, causing them to try and impress you, or causing you to, they were just trying to control your perception of them, so that they could try and control and get you to come closer to them, get you to stay holding on to them, get you to chase them. You know, it could have been any kind of scenario like that where they didn't feel good enough for who they truly are, and so they tried to manipulate the situation. They tried to play a certain role, because this is like a theatre. You know, they try to put on a show, they try to play a role in order to keep you interested in them, to keep you stuck on them. Like I said, this always reminds me of the Devil card in the traditional tarot. So this is about a part of them was so fearful of losing you that they have tried to create an unbreakable bond, an attachment, a codependency. This could have been going on both sides, but I do feel that they feel as though they've let you down, because you may have become aware of how they were manipulating you. Like, they could have been giving you false promises, or they could have been hiding certain aspects of their life, and some kind of illusion has come up and it's caused this tower moment. They've been very afraid of your connection crumbling. In the traditional tarot, it shows two, it's like a couple, like falling from this tower, almost being thrown out in opposite directions. Like, this person has basically been operating from fear of losing you, fear of being rejected by you. They have abandonment issues, and so that massive fear was really clouding their judgment. It was making them, it was causing them to make poor decisions and, you know, take poor actions. In terms of, maybe they weren't taking true action. Maybe for some of you, they were communicating to you in an indirect way, or, you know, you had a situationship rather than a full commitment. This person has been afraid of getting too close to you because you see the real them. They felt intimidated by that. They have fears of being vulnerable. They have fears because they feel like they need you so much that if this fell apart, it would feel like a life or death kind of situation to them. It would completely crush them, is what they're worried about, and they're worried that they wouldn't be able to overcome that abandonment. Spirit is saying in some scenarios, there's been like a parent-child dynamic, and if things like blow up between you, things fall apart, it's kind of like they fear that they're going to subconsciously feel that rejection of their mother again, even though that sounds strange, because some of you have been really there for them. You've been very generous with this Six of Pentacles. This is generosity when it comes to being there for this person, being compassionate. They see you as someone that's very abundant. Like, you may be abundant in terms of feeling happiness or feeling positive emotions. They see you as very much, oh yeah, look, I'm noticing in the Sun card, the lady's holding the little baby. So they feel like you are much more in a place of emotional stability, basically, and you're much more positive and upbeat and happy in general, like emotionally strong. Like, you've been through a lot of tough times, a lot of difficulties in your life, and you've certainly felt abandonment and rejection, you know, definitely within this connection as well. But overall, you're much more happier within your own skin. You're much more happier. You have much more self-love, self-acceptance. You know your worth, basically. And so I feel like when you've met this person, you are in this energy of being able to give abundantly your love and compassion. You're trying to shine your light, the sun, on them. Trying to help them with their healing, trying to help them with their awakening. And I feel like they became codependent on you because, like I said, in some cases it was like a child-parent dynamic, and they feel very vulnerable, like the vulnerable baby in the mother's arms kind of thing. Like, they feel like they really need your love in order to survive. I feel as though This person was in a very dark place. They may have been in like the devil kind of energy, which is all about feeling bound to their fears, to toxic relationships. You know, they may have experienced a lot of toxic partners, or it could be family life or toxic friends, or, you know, all of those kinds of people. And so they'd learnt to put up a lot of walls and wear those masks, but they're tired of those now because they feel as though they've trapped themselves in their own limitations. And it's like when they met you, you allowed them to hope and dream. You know, they dared to hope and dream again when they met you, to come out of their comfort zone, which that is. And the tower is the comfort zone as well. So yeah, I definitely feel like this person has like imbalances in their root chakra, which is all about survival and feeling safe. Like this person doesn't feel safe. They feel insecure. They want to know that there's a definite security within your connection before they would take a leap of faith. And I feel as though some of you have tried so hard to give this person that security. For some of you, it's been for many years. You've tried to be there for this person and encourage them and reassure them. But, you know, they need to do this healing within themselves. So the 8 of Wands in reverse, this person feels like there's a lot of delays and obstacles. They really want to rush towards you like these horses. But there's blocks here. This could be circumstances that they've subconsciously manifested, which keeps them kind of stuck. Because, you know, it's kind of like the ego can subconsciously create scenarios where we feel a false sense of security, but really it's a major limitation. So it could be like they're codependent on someone else, or they're codependent on some kind of situation in their life where they feel like if they free themselves from that, then everything could potentially fall apart, and then they would feel like, where's my sense of security? For some, this could be like the ego identity. They're afraid of fully embracing this spiritual awakening because it's going to crumble a lot of their old beliefs. It could crumble a lot of their old relationships if they, you know, take a leap of faith and then they no longer resonate with the people they've been codependent upon. So a lot of codependent like wounds and issues within this person is what I'm feeling. Like they're codependent on you. They maybe have become codependent on the kind of scenario or dynamic that you have currently, and they're afraid of losing what they already have built up with you. Like they may feel as though they've built up some kind of false sense of security in a situationship. They feel like holding on to the situationship is holding you both together. Because like I said, they're afraid if they make it more real, then things would fall apart. So there's delays and obstacles, but they're feeling a lot of frustration. I'm seeing a lot of red in this reading, which is they have a lot of passion for you as well. 5 of Cups. So, interestingly, with this 5 of Cups, you know, it normally shows 3 cups spilt over and the 2 cups that are still upright. So, you know, the person's focusing on loss, but there's still an opportunity for the 2 of Cups energy, which is the happy relationship. I just get a sense that this person, you know, if they have the choice to think about pessimism, you know, the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. They've been conditioned in their life to look at the glass is half empty. So this person is fretting about what could happen, what could go wrong. They took a leap of faith. They do want to give you this new beginning. They want to give you an offer. They want to make something real and tangible, a new beginning. But yeah, it's followed by the Tower. That's their biggest fears. They're thinking too much about what could go wrong. But they're holding on dearly to this Two of Cups. So it's almost like I said, there's some kind of situationship or dynamic going on between you both that they're holding on to for dear life. They're trying to keep that safe. They're trying to keep what you already have safe. But they are worried that, you know, they've got to make things real. They've got to be realistic. And they are starting to worry that if they just keep daydreaming about things, which is what the Two of Wands represents to me sometimes, you know, it's like they're feeling stuck in a current circumstance or mindset, but they're thinking about you, they're daydreaming about you, you know, they're always thinking about you from afar. It's like there's a distance between you and this person. They're wanting closeness, but they're afraid of that closeness. So in a way, they're wanting distance because they feel safer in the from a distance when there's a distance between you. But at the same time, they're very much longing to be with you. They're feeling caught up in their fears. They're wanting to break free and swim the entire ocean. And water represents emotion. So they don't want to hold themselves back emotionally through their fears. They want to set themselves free. They want to be with you. So I'm so afraid of you seeing me vulnerable. I want to appear strong. This person has this belief that if they wear their heart on their sleeve, if they really, really show you how they feel, then you're just going to totally take them for granted and not be interested in them. I feel like this person may have had a pattern of kind of being interested or in relationships where they felt like they loved the person more than the other person loved them. And this person is so afraid of that same scenario happening with you. And so they're holding back so much to make it feel as though you are the one chasing them. You're the one who loves them more than what they love you. Because it's almost like they've learned from their own kind of toxic situations, toxic relationships, that the more love they gave to the other person, the more they were taken for granted. And so they may have learned that the less they give, then the more the other person invests in the relationship with them. And so it's not healthy. I don't feel as though, for most of you watching this, I don't feel like this person is doing that purposefully just for their own, you know, selfish end. I do feel they have kind of been conditioned to do that. They may not consciously realize that that's what they're doing, but there's definitely this feeling of, if I hold back, if I don't give my all up front, then you will continue to be interested in me. Yeah, they're afraid that if they give you their all, if they give you their entire heart, if they allow their heart to be in your hands, like in the palm of your hands, then they're afraid that you're going to get bored. They're afraid that you're just in love with the chase. You're just like attracted to the mysteriousness of them not being there. Like you're a moth drawn to a flame sort of thing. I feel foolish in my vulnerability, and I'm afraid you will see me as weak. So I've put on a mask to hide my feelings. I'm sorry I hid parts of myself and my life from you. I was scared of disappointing and losing you. I didn't feel ready to step up into my truth. I was trying to stay hidden. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this, where you've really, really been attracted to someone like massively, and you feel like your feelings are stronger than what the other person is. Some of you are going to think that about this person. But have you ever felt that way, and you're just so afraid that the other person knows how attached you are to them? You're afraid that they're going to use you to get what they want, and then they're just it's like they're gonna take a bite and then they're gonna spit you out, or they're gonna take a bite and then they're just gonna move on. They're gonna have what they want, then move on. this person has that fear. Even, whether that feels ridiculous to you or not, because you may feel as though you've tried to consistently show that you'll be there for this person. This person still has this major fear that you would take what you want from them and then leave them in the dust. So it's almost like that's why they have so much resistance, because of the fear of that. So let's look into these messages. How do they truly feel about you at this time? Mind games. Yeah, like I said, there's some manipulation going on. For the most part, I'd say about 85% of you, this person isn't playing mind games to just get their own ends met, their own desires met. Like they're not doing it for selfish reasons. They're doing it because they just have so much fear of losing you, and they may not know how to, well, it seems like they don't know how to conduct themselves in a healthy way. Like they don't feel like their genuine self is going to keep you interested in them. So they're playing certain mind games to try and manipulate the situation. And, this person's trying to manipulate the situation. So this person proposes, this person wanting to deepen the commitment. Disheartened. So yeah, this person, because there was the delays and obstacles and the frustration, they may have felt disheartened. They may have always felt like this was just a dream that wasn't fully going to manifest. They started to feel frustrated and isolated when they were holding on to you. So for some of them, they may have, take whatever resonates, they may have decided to go in a different direction, or they may have decided to be with someone else or something like that, or they may have walked away temporarily because they got disheartened, because there was this catch-22, like they wanted to be with you but they were afraid to be with you. It felt too dangerous to risk the relationship ending, But, if they don't get close to you, then at least they can feel that you weren't really rejecting the real them. You were rejecting their actions or lack of action rather than rejecting them if they came closer and opened their heart to you. This person may have run because the longing was just too much, but the fear was even greater, Sexual fantasies. Like I said, there's a lot of red, there's a lot of passion. This person is thinking about you in that way, very much so. The devil energy, that's really interesting that's come out on the devil energy as well, can represent sexual fantasies and like an erotic connection. Trust issues. Yeah, this person just doesn't know how to trust that you're not going to hurt them, basically. They've had a lot of people hurt them in the past. They have experienced a lot of toxic kind of relationships where there have been a lot of mind games, and it's caused them to have a lot of trust issues. So that's definitely why they keep their walls up, keep their cards close to their chest. Envious of everyone around you. So yeah, they're feeling like an outsider. They're jealous of your family, your friends, or if you're with someone else, anyone. Maybe they're even a bit envious if you have children. Anyone that's close to you, They're feeling envious because they want to be close to you. They want to be like your best friend. They want to be your family. They want to be your partner. You know, even though this sounds really weird with the mother-child dynamic, they want to be like, they want you to see them like as you would unconditionally love your child, so to speak. One final message, stuck. So yeah, this person feels stuck in that catch-22. They want to be with you, but they're afraid to be with you. They don't want to lose you. They're afraid if they come close to you, then they're going to lose you. They're afraid if they don't come close to you, they're going to lose you. So it's difficult. They have a lot of very, very deep feelings, a lot of deep attachment and fears associated with your connection as well. But yeah, just so much depth here. So I really hope this reading has resonated with you. And if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications. That will notify you every time I release a reading. Please check out my other readings. I have loads on here to do with really deep connections, like spiritual connections, soulmates, twin flames, and I feel like they can really help you get clarity about what's going on in your connection. So go check those out. And thank you so much. Take care. Bye. So this is set of cards number 2, which is the Amber. And you chose this card here. So how does this person truly feel about you? We're going to look into the cards. We have tarot cards, we have some handwritten postcards, which I've put channeled messages on. And we're also going to look into these messages in here as well. Okay, so how does this person truly feel about you? So, you have the Knight of Cups, the Empress in reverse, the Six of Cups, the World, the Lovers in reverse, the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. This one here, which is about narcissism. This one here about wearing masks, but it's kind of like both of you are partially wearing a mask, but you're both seeing things from the same point of view. You're both slowly coming out from wearing the masks. And then we have these postcards here. I feel so happy knowing that we are always connected and always will be. We are kindred spirits. We are one. I love our unique and special bond that we share. I know I've been wearing masks and I'm not perfect, but I see you are wearing masks too. You do not have to change yourself to be worthy of love. You are more than good enough just the way you are. Okay, so how does this person truly feel about you? Well, we start off with the Knight of Cups. They feel deep, deep romantic feelings with you. They feel that you are their soulmate with the Six of Cups and with this postcard as well. I feel so happy knowing that we are always connected and always will be. We are kindred spirits. We are one. An infinite bond. So there's 2 cards here where the masculine energy is coming forward with a cup. Cups represent emotions, their feelings, their love that they have for you. They want to express their love. They want to come forward. They want to be like your hero. This is like the knight in shining armor, the Knight of Cups. They feel such deep love. And whenever I see white horses, to me it represents being on the path of your highest good. So it's like they feel deep down that the best path for them, the most spiritual, the most meaningful, the one that just feels so right, is the one where they move towards you, express their love, and this is the reconciliation of soulmates. So they feel as though they've known you in past lives. They really, really feel that. And I feel like that's what has intimidated them. Because it's very deep. It's like you see beyond their armor, but they want to lift up the visor. You know, they want to reveal their truth. They want to take off the mask when it comes to you. They want you to see them in a good light, though. And I feel as though, you know, they didn't feel that good about themselves. And so they may, even from day one of meeting you, they may have tried to put on like some kind of mask where they were like this knight in shining armor. They were strong, they were brave, they were courageous. They were, some of them, you know, they may have made out like they were more spiritually mature than what they were at the time. Whatever they knew about you, whatever they knew that you liked, whatever they knew that you respected, it's like they wanted to become that in your eyes, even if it wasn't fully the truth. They have fears. They have fears that they're going to come forward and you're going to be the Empress in reverse, which means that you're not going to be receptive to their advances, to what they've got to say. Maybe I'm feeling a lot of you were very receptive for a very long time. They see you as the Empress in reverse. Let me just tune in, because I feel like the Empress in reverse has something to do with this card here, which is about the ego. I feel like there may have been this dynamic going on where both of you are mirroring each other, because she's looking at the mirror here. And this is definitely a card of mirroring each other. I feel there was a dynamic going on where you both felt such deep, or you both feel such deep chemistry with each other that you both, in a way, you were both offering each other something. You were both, maybe both of you were expressing your love or your feelings at certain times. You were both giving what the other person wanted in certain ways. But, you know, when we feel like someone is emotionally unavailable, in many cases it means that we are as well, whether we realize it or not. I feel like this person, they felt like they had to flatter you. Maybe they felt that you were looking for their flattery, or you were looking for something from them, and they tried to give that to you. But they felt like they had to kind of change themselves or wear a mask. Maybe they felt that you weren't truly receiving the real them. Like the real them, I feel, wasn't fully capable of giving you what you truly wanted and needed. And so they felt like you weren't accepting that about them. And so they felt as though you were expecting them to be more or give more or be different. And so they tried to be that, but then it wasn't their true self. They were trying to fake it. Some of them, it was like they were trying to fake it to make it, you know, until they made it. But it was like it was just this illusion was being created, because it wasn't fully honest. It wasn't the full truth. So, you know, whether you are this or not, they see you as someone who enjoyed receiving their flattery, or they felt as though you enjoyed, a part of you enjoyed them being intimidated by you, because it made you feel like they'd put you on a pedestal, and it made you feel flattered in some kind of way. But, you know, this isn't just about you either. I feel like you may have been giving to them This can be like an overly kind of mothering energy, the Empress in reverse. So you may have been kind of, because look at this card, there's an older lady and a younger lady. One of you may be more experienced than the other in terms of spiritual awakening. One of you may have incarnated on earth more than the other person. I definitely feel for some there's like a soul contract where you're supposed to help this person with what you've learned, you know, but there may have become a codependency within this connection, within this parent kind of child dynamic, because the Knight is youthful and this is about the inner children. Basically there may have been like wounded inner child within both of you, and the only way to sustain some kind of connection in the 3D was to kind of mother this person, and this person looked up to you, relied on you, and in a way that was feeding their ego as well. All the time, love and attention. You were trying to help them feel loved because this person has deep inner child wounds, and you likely have had as well. And you were trying to make them feel loved, make them feel lovable, but it may have turned into a fear, like you both feared abandonment and rejection. So you may have tried to mother this person a bit too much, and then they may have started seeing you as someone that was maybe being a bit controlling, you know, whether you meant to be or not. And they're afraid because they want this is the conclusion card. They want the conclusion to be this reconciliation. But yeah, it's interesting. They see themselves as the Knight, which is youthful, and then the Empress, which is also youthful, but it's definitely like a mother kind of energy, and there is the young and the older. Some of you, there may literally be an age gap. For many of you though, it's about maturity, but there's definitely some kind of dynamic where both were kind of feeling very, very flattered by the other person's attentions, and I feel like that's where it may have got into this like elaborate kind of fantasy realm. Like the love and the connection you have is very real, but it wasn't grounded in the world. It's like, so this person's above the world. Excuse me. It's like this person felt like they had to flatter you, or this person basically wore a mask to try and impress you because they're trying to hold on to you. They're afraid of losing you. Lovers in reverse, they feel this deep love, they feel you are their soulmate, but they feel like there's delays and obstacles and misunderstandings. They feel there's definitely a block here where there's masks, but it may have got out of hand. Like this person may have got so caught up in you showering them with this love and attention and approval, and they felt so validated by you like never before. They became codependent on that it may have just got more and more and more, and you know, the mask got bigger, or the lies got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they felt like they couldn't get out of that. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of mirroring here as well. Like perhaps you feared that if you were too honest with them, if you talk to them about what your real needs are, then they would run away. So then you may have put on a mask of being the ever compassionate, the ever patient, but then that wasn't your truth, or you weren't honoring your truth. And so it's like neither of you were fully honoring your truth in some kind of way. And you know, truth, a real true union cannot manifest out of falseness or masks or illusions. but it's like you both kind of got stuck. I feel like this person is holding on to you dearly, but they're also holding on to some kind of comfort zone that you've already created together, because they felt like there was a certain amount of stability in what the dynamic that you've already had going on, but they have fears because they want to be with you. They want this lovers to turn upright. They definitely feel you are one. You have this same vision. It's like you're both honest with each other, but then at the same time you're both wearing a mask with each other. So it's kind of like back and forth. It's kind of like you're both wanting to be together, but then there's fears of abandonment. So you may both be fearful of both truly being yourselves and open and vulnerable. It may be manifesting in slightly different ways, but it's like the same core principles. Okay, so for some reason in the original video, when I looked into these messages, the video went silent. So I'm re-recording this bit again. So let's look into these messages about how this person feels about you. Envious of everyone around you. So this person is really missing your company, and they're feeling envious of anyone that gets to spend time with you. So that could be family or friends, or, you know, if some of you are with someone else now. And they're really wishing that they were the ones that are by your side, and they just feel as though they want to be close to you. And yeah, there's some envy, and they just want to be someone who's so important to you. They just want to be a part of your life, a part of your family, a part of your friends, you know, the lover, the one for you, basically. Someone extremely significant in your 3D life. Reach out. So yeah, they want to reach out to you. Some of them, you know, they may want you to reach out to them, but that's not necessarily saying that you should. I feel like this person, in most cases, they need to do their own work. And it's really good that we do have the Knight of Cups and the Six of Cups, because both of these cards can represent this person reaching out and handing you that cup, you know, expressing their emotions to you, opening up about their true feelings. So that's really good. Losing my mind. So yeah, this person is really thinking about you so much, and they're really panicking. They're losing their mind at the thought of you not being together, or they're worrying that there's not going to be a second chance, there's not going to be a reconciliation. But also this losing my mind is about the ego breaking down, and they may kind of feel a little bit crazy at times because they feel like they are losing their mind. But in a way they are, but it's just the aspect of the ego mind, the illusions, the old and outdated identity that they're losing. And so this is a difficult process for them, but I do feel they are healing. I do feel that they're becoming much more in touch with the real them. And yeah, they're just, I feel like they're beside themselves sometimes when they're thinking about you. They're having like sleepless nights with the Nine of Swords, really worrying. Yeah, it's interesting that that reach out is over the Nine of Swords. They're worried about reaching out, but they're also worried that if they don't reach out, that you're going to move on as well. So you could crush me. So that's what this one of these main like worries is about for them as well. They're afraid of loving you too much. They're afraid of their intense emotions because they do feel like you could crush them at any moment, or if the relationship didn't work out, they feel like they would lose their mind. They'd be so devastated. They wouldn't be able to get over that. And I feel that is like one of the core reasons why they've been keeping you at arm's length, and they've been really overthinking things and putting a lot of pressure on themselves, putting a lot of pressure on the relationship. They are like basing their sense of happiness or self-worth on the shoulders of this relationship, or on your shoulders, worrying so much about what you think of them or things like that. Definitely overthinking things, and that's causing them to stall themselves. That's what's been holding them back from really reaching out. Karma to settle. So if you're going through this separation, it is because there's karma to settle in other areas of your lives. And that basically just means lessons to learn so that healing can occur on a much deeper level. But there's also, you know, if there's been triggering within your connection, that's just the lessons or the soul contract about what you both agreed would be triggered up for you both to heal on a deep, energetic, and on a soul level. One final message. How are they feeling about you? Well, these want to come out, and there's two. Problem solving. So this person's going inwards. They are trying to problem solve. Don't want to lose what we already have. So that's what they're losing their mind over. The fear of losing what you already have. That they have fears about making things more real, because they worry that somehow that's going to make the relationship end if they get too close to you and it doesn't work out, or if you reject them in some kind of way for their true self, then they're worried that they're going to lose everything. But, you know, if they hold back, they kind of feel as though at least there's still the opportunity or the possibility. At least I still have you in some kind of way, even though, you know, that is counterproductive. So they're problem solving. They're like trying to figure out how to get close to you without this fear of losing you, or how to get close to you without screwing things up or something like that. But then also they're worried, you know, it's kind of like a catch-22. They're worried about getting close to you because that might mean you reject them or it doesn't work out and then they lose you altogether. But then they're also worried that if they don't reach out, then you'll walk away and they'll lose you forever. So I feel like that's what they're worrying about on a really deep level, and they're trying to problem solve that. They're trying to figure out what to do, how to heal and get out of that catch-22, how to have the courage to just take action and reach out, and basically trying to make it not a life or death situation for themselves. But I feel like they're really struggling with that. So please check out my other videos. I have tons on here about how does this person feel about you, what's going to happen in your connection, what they want to happen, all videos like that. So look at my playlists, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye. So this is set of cards number 3, which is the pink crystal. So you chose this card here, and we're going to look into the cards. We have some written postcards with channeled messages on, and I'm also going to look into these messages here a little bit later as well. So how does this person truly feel about you at this time? So there's the World, the Moon, the Fool, the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands. There's this card about farewell. You may have said goodbye to this person. You may have walked away, because there's the World as well, which is like a conclusion. It's brought them into fear with the Moon. There's this loneliness and isolation card. And then we have 2 handwritten postcards with channeled messages. I want to hold you, I miss you and long for you. I'm constantly thinking about you and fantasize about us being together. I feel so upset sometimes because I need you so much. I pray that we will be together soon. I'm praying this is not the end of us. There's so much I still need to say and do. This can't be the end. We are supposed to be together, please. Okay, so yeah. Farewells, the World, and I'm praying this is not the end of us. They're feeling lonely and isolated. And look at this card. There's a mask here. When they're all alone, it's like behind closed doors, they take off the mask and, you know, they allow their sadness to come out. They're thinking about how they really feel about you, but I feel like they've been concealing their emotions from you. Perhaps because there is that mask present that may have led to why you walked away. There's, you know, this is like a farewell of a love relationship with a rose and the letter. And some of you like mourned the loss of this connection already. Some of you just felt like it was going nowhere, or was going in circles, or was going backwards. And some of you just really felt this soul calling where you had to move forward, because otherwise your energies would have just stayed stagnating. So you mean the world to this person. They may have felt like their world was turned upside down when they met you, because they weren't expecting to meet someone like you. It's been a catalyst to a major spiritual awakening where it started this process of the ego death, basically. To make way for their soul truth. But that is an extremely difficult process if we're stuck in the moon energy. The moon is like the subconscious, it's the conditionings, it's the fears. Basically, it clouds our judgment. We can't see clearly. Often when we're in the moon energy, we don't know our own worth. So the moon, it's interesting. Another interpretation came out in one of my previous readings, and I'm feeling the same kind of interpretation here as well. With this moon card, there's the 2 towers, there's these birds. It's almost like they're traveling. Birds can be like messengers, communication. It's to me, it's saying like you're both like in your walls, in your comfort zone. You may feel as though it's just them that's been wearing masks, but I do believe that relationships are mirrors of ourselves. You both mean the world to each other, but you may have been communicating from within your individual towers, your walls, comfort zones. The moon, it's all that fear. They fear that it's the end. They want to communicate their truth, though, is what I'm feeling. They want to come forward because look, there's this soldier here. He's got a dagger. And he's willing to kill the beasts. Because these are meant to be beasts, like the scary things in the darkness of the night kind of thing. Like fear, you know, fears, nightmares. This person wants to face their fear. They want to communicate their truth to you. You may have held back, walked away. You may have put up walls or boundaries or barriers to this person. If there was some type of conclusion that happened which created major change of you walking away. But they want to face their fears. They want to take that leap of faith down the unknown. This is saying that they are willing and they are looking inwards, doing their healing work. They may need to say goodbye to their own comfort zones. They may need to say goodbye to people or personal patterns or situations that aren't really in alignment with their soul truth. This person wants to go on a journey. Basically, they've known all along that in order to embrace this connection they have with you, then they've got to go through their own shadow side. They've got to face that mountain that's erupting, volcano that's erupting. You know, they've got to face difficulties. It's not easy going on this journey. I feel like this is a twin flame reading. They've got to leave behind their baggage. The Fool only takes that little satchel over his shoulder. They want to take a leap of faith, communicate their truth to you. Ace of Cups. It's a new beginning in love. They want to offer you their heart. Their heart is overflowing with this love. I feel like there's either been or there is currently a healing going on of the inner children within you both. They want to reach out, offer their cup. In the Two of Cups, he's reaching out, touching the feminine's cup. He wants the happy relationship. It can be a he or a she. They feel that you are their soulmate. They feel like your connection is watched over and guarded by the divine. And there is this, it begins with a C. I never know how to pronounce it, but it's like the healing symbol. There's healing. Your connection is about healing on a deep soul level. It's about triggering up wounds, fears, blocks, illusions, the amnesia that we have to step into when we incarnate as a human being. So it's healing the conditioning of the mind, which is illusion based, in order to make way for a heart awakening, which to me the intuition comes from the heart. It's the gateway to the divine, our soul's truth. So this person's been going through this process and they feel your soulmates. They want to express their love. It may be like their biggest fear. But here's another card here about movement, communication, communicating his feelings. He wants to lift up the visor, take off the mask, communicate his feelings, wants to be brave and strong, wants to go on this spiritual journey, because when I see the Four of Wands, to me this is often like a gateway. They want to step through this door that's being offered to them by the divine. You know, this opportunity for soul growth, to start all over again. The Fool, you know, there's an ending of some cycle. The World is the final card in the tarot, and the Fool is the brand new beginning, the first card. The Fool's journey, a brand new journey into self, into true union with the self, remembrance of the soul identity, the infinite part of ourselves that goes through many incarnations, breaking through who we think we are, who we believe we are in this lifetime. We forget who we truly are, and then some of us have an awakening and remember who we truly are again. This person is in this process of remembering. They're doing the healing work. They're going on this journey within now. They are mourning the loss of the things they need to release. 4 of Wands is often the twin flame card because it looks like 11. It's the marriage card. It's like the divine marriage, the oneness. And they're feeling isolated and lonely right now because you may have had to say farewell to them, but that may have been the catalyst that they needed to embrace a spiritual work and do their true work. But they may have been relying on you being there too much. That may have been enabling them, and maybe even enabling yourself as well, to avoid doing some of the healing. This person may have been looking too much to you to be some kind of crutch in their life kind of thing. It's like they believe that if they had you in some kind of way, then they can kind of stay in their comfort zone and still have you in some kind of way. And I do feel like it's mirrored, like you both may have subconsciously been thinking that, because it was safer than temporarily like letting each other go and surrendering in order to do the true healing work within, finding that self-love within, rather than looking for the love and validation from each other, like looking externally. The need to look within. I want to hold you, I miss you and long for you. I'm constantly thinking about you and fantasize about us being together. I feel so upset sometimes because I need you so much. I pray we will be together soon. So yeah, feeling very lonely and isolated, but it's kind of forcing them to go inwards, forcing them to be honest with themselves about certain things that they weren't looking at. They were burying their head in the sand about certain things. I'm praying this is not the end of us. There's so much I still need to say and do. This can't be the end. We are supposed to be together, please. So yeah, this person is in a deep state of longing and fear of loss, fear of losing you. So let's look at these messages as well. How are they currently feeling about you? Karma to settle. Yeah. It's like you two met each other. There was this instant or almost instant connection. But with this karma to settle, to me it's saying that neither of you are fully ready to have this full like reunion. You go through the karma, like both of you go through the karma to help heal you further. There's karma along, with every step along the way, to heal different aspects of yourselves. It's like you can't keep looking to each other. It's like you both need other experiences. You both need other people, perhaps, to learn different lessons from, because people have known you in past lives. Different people have known you in different scenarios, in different past lives. So they have different pieces of the puzzle that you need to figure out with these different individuals. And so there's karma to settle. It's like neither of you are fully able to step out of the walls, the masks, because there's more healing to do in other directions. So it's like, this person may have walked away from you, but that will have been because, there's more stuff to learn elsewhere first. and you will come back together when the time is right. It may be in this lifetime, it may be in a different lifetime, it may be on a totally different planet, you know, even though that may sound really wacky, you know, that may be the truth, maybe on a different dimension. But you met each other to really be this catalyst to that remembrance of who you truly are as a soul, to initiate that journey. Or some of you, you know, may have already been on that journey and meeting this person. Your soulmate has deepened that journey massively. Social media. So this person's looking at your social media. They're afraid that you've left them behind. They may be afraid that you've put an end to this. You've faced your own fears. You've gone in a new direction. You've offered your heart to someone else, and you may be with someone else. They're afraid. They may be spying on your social media, checking up what's going on in your life. Are you with someone else? Are you happy? You know, they may be freaking out about that. Ego high. So I do feel your mirrors. I definitely feel there was a scenario going on here or a situationship where you both felt extremely flattered by the other person's love or the other person's attachment to you. It may have made you feel worthy of love. If you didn't feel worthy, you know, you may have felt desirable. If this person's holding on to you, you may feel desirable, you know, unwanted, and a sense of belonging. I feel like you both may have got too attached to that, like looking outside to each other for validation rather than finding it within. And that's why this separation has partially occurred as well. It's like the ego. To me, the Tower can also be about the egos. You both wanted to be together, but you both felt extremely flattered by the other person in certain ways in the situationship. So the ego became attached to that and didn't want to lose that, which the situationship was providing the ego with. Lessons in self-love. So yeah, karma to settle, karmic lessons. And the lessons are about self-love. Like I said, I feel like you were too codependent on each other, looking outside of self when needed to find the self-love, really know your worth within. So you can both be in that love vibration. When we're in a fear vibration and not knowing our worth, we can't manifest a loving, healthy relationship with another because we don't have that loving, healthy relationship with ourselves. Trust issues. So, yeah, this person has some trust issues. They don't trust that they're worthy for love. They may not trust that you're truly in love with them. They may think you're just, you know, attached to them because they were validating you in certain ways. They may have this lack of trust that it's true love, rather than you looking to them to try and heal some childhood or inner child wound subconsciously. You know, whether that's true or not, some of them are worried that you're just in love with what they're giving you rather than who they truly are in some kind of way. Mind games. Okay. So I feel as though this person may have played some mind games with you, or again, it could be on both sides, wearing the masks, trying to be a certain persona around each other to try and keep each other like attached. that can be seen as mind games on both sides. Trust issues and mind games. Yeah, so insecurities, creating fears, then creating mind games to try and indirectly see how the other person feels. Yeah, things like that. So please check out my other videos. I have tons on here about how the person feels about you. A lot of them are about deep soul connections, and I really feel like they can help you out to discover this person's true feelings, what's going on with them, what's going on within your connection. So check out my playlists, and if this video has resonated with you, then please like, share and subscribe. If you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon, turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading, which at the moment is about every other day. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye. So this is set of cards number 4, which is the Amethyst Sphere. And you chose this card here. So we're going to look into the tarot cards, the oracle cards. I've got a couple of handwritten postcards, which are channeled messages. And then we're going to look into these messages in here as well. So how does this person truly feel about you at this time? So you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Emperor, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Wands, Justice in reverse, the Sun, the Knight of Pentacles, this one here, which is about nurturing those eggs that are like nesting, taking care, looking after kind of energy. And there's 2, so looking after the connection. There's this one here, which is the Femme Fatale. And then we have these 2 handwritten postcards, channeled messages. I'm sorry I disappointed you. I just couldn't be who you needed me to be at that time. I can see how much work you put in to try and make us work. You deserve better. There's been so many obstacles in our way that I couldn't see a logical way to make it work. I decided to cut my losses and move in a different direction. I still love you. Okay. So this person has felt as though luck has been against you both. You know, they wanted to be together with you, but they felt like the universe just kept making things happen, making obstacles happen, and then you're both falling from the wheel. Especially with it in the reverse position. This is an energy of they felt so drawn to you. They felt there was synchronicity. There may have been serendipity. You know, you may have bumped into each other at certain times when you weren't expecting to. And then so they feel as though the universe was bringing you together. But then if you got too close, they felt like the universe would make something happen and make you fall apart or go in your different directions or just block you from being together. I feel like this person has felt very frustrated with that. This person is stuck on a karmic wheel. I feel like that's why you haven't been together. Like, not because they're stuck on a karmic wheel, but perhaps both of you are in certain ways. I feel as though you both see each other like this femme fatale kind of character. Like you're both irresistibly drawn to each other. But then it doesn't seem to work out. Or you seem to get burned. You seem to get hurt. Like the moth to the flame. Venus flycatcher. What am I saying? Venus flycatcher. This person Hasn't known whether to trust you. They may have seen two different sides of you. You know, whether this is a real or just their perception. They see you as very nurturing, very kind. You know, this is a very loving energy, looking after those eggs in the nest, looking after the animals, being in touch with nature, being very grounded, very real, very earthly, very mothering or motherly kind of compassionate energy. Strong, protective. But then they also see you as the femme fatale. They feel like if they got sucked in, then you could really hurt them. They're not sure if you're genuine with how you feel or what you say to them. Maybe you've tried to build up their confidence. But maybe you've kind of bent the truth a little bit. Maybe you've flattered them or praised them for certain things that they feel that they haven't done. But you're trying to encourage them to do more of those positive things, but they may have felt like they hadn't really done those things, or they hadn't done much or enough, and therefore they felt like maybe you were just trying to manipulate them. Maybe you were just trying to make them feel good so you could get something from them. Maybe you were just trying to flatter them so they would be sucked in by you, because they feel as though they haven't done the things that you wanted them to do, or that you were praising them for. Because we have, I'm sorry I disappointed you. I just couldn't be who you needed me to be at that time. I can see how much work you put in to try and make us work. You deserve better. So all this nurturing and loving, they see you are that, but at the same time they feel like, if she gets what she wants, is she still gonna love me? Or was she just nurturing and being kind and compassionate because she was trying to seek some validation from me? They're worried that if they give you everything that you want and need, then there's not going to be that chase anymore. You're not going to chase them anymore. You're going to maybe look to someone else to get sucked in and chase you, kind of thing. They see you as very powerful. They see that you could crush them, you could crumble them. They've definitely put you on a pedestal. They feel like you could have anyone. So you could, you may be someone that has a lot of people attracted to you. And they feel like they could just potentially be, another, I was going to say notch on your belt, but I don't mean it literally like that. You could just be another number to them. And I don't mean sexually, I just mean in terms of they see you as someone that's very used to lots of people queuing up to sort of be with you or fighting for you or something like that. And they don't know what to believe. They see you in two different lights. They're like, are you that? Are you this character or this character? So I feel the Emperor. They've tried to appear strong. They've tried to appear like a powerful person. I feel this is about them being resistant. They're like, I'm not going to get sucked into this. I'm sure you've all seen this or experienced this for yourself. If you've been attracted to someone and they're the kind of person where, most people are attracted to them and people are throwing themselves at them, it can kind of be like you don't want to be just another person that's throwing yourself at them. So you want to stand out and be different. So you may be resistant. You may hide your feelings. You may play hard to get. I feel like this person, that's what they've been doing with you. They don't want you to see them as just another person that succumbed to your beauty, your attractiveness, your magnetism. They're holding back because they want you to see them in a different light. They want to stand out, is what I'm feeling. And so they've been resistant. They haven't been cooperative. This is like, because this is in the upright position, it's about cooperation. It's being seen as an expert in your field, because he's the person building the cathedral, the architect, right? He's an expert. He's extremely competent at what he does. This person doesn't feel that way about themselves. They may not feel like they have any distinguishing qualities that make them good or stand out. You know, they may have a poor self-image. So in reverse, it's like they're trying to pretend to be something they're not, to try and attract you. And so it's like pulling you in, but at the same time, it's kind of keeping you at a distance because they're not being their true self. And, you know, truth, something real, cannot manifest out of illusions. So 5 of Wands, this is a power struggle. You know, I feel like this person doesn't want you to have as much power over them as what you truly have. Like they feel like they could be crushed any moment. Like they could be crushed. Like those eggs, they could be, they're fragile, you know. They could be crushed like the flies in the Venus flytrap. They feel fragile. They're trying to resist this magnetic pull. Power struggle, you know. They see you as someone powerful, so they're trying to appear to be powerful. But ironically, that's what's pushing you away. And there's an injustice. They're afraid that you would create an injustice and stab them in the back. But I feel like you're trying to nurture the relationship and grow it. And it feels like an injustice to you when they're not giving their true self. But this person does want to be open and vulnerable. This is the inner children within you both. The inner child within you both. They want to be open like the sunflower. You know how the flowers open and turn towards the sun. They feel like that's what you are. Everyone like notices you. Everyone turns to focus on you. They don't just want to be one of those people that blends into the crowd. They feel so much light and happiness and joy in your presence. I feel like they are working towards your future, but it's slowly. And they're doing it slowly because they want to make sure that there's stability. They're afraid that if they rush towards you, there's not enough stability. So they're continuing to try and create stability within your connection. But they have run away on and off, is what I'm feeling. And that's disappointed you. And it's because they felt they couldn't be what you needed them to be at the time. They felt like you were working so hard to get them to come closer, that they were like, well, why is she working so hard? You know, is she in love with the real me or just my potential? Is she trying to prove something to herself? And yeah, there's been so many obstacles in our way. I couldn't see a logical way to make it work. I decided to cut my losses and move in a different direction. I still love you. So yeah. You know, these connections are all about the energetic dynamic. If we're not in a healthy place within ourselves, then the connection's not going to be in a healthy place. If we're in a lot of fear, then that fear is going to block us from truly following our heart, because we'll have trust issues, we'll have doubts, and so we'll resist, we'll hold back, we'll overthink things. So let's look into these messages here. What does this person truly feel about you at this time? Astral connection. So they're feeling connected to you in the higher dimensions. They may feel as though there's lots of people surrounding you, lots of people trying to get your attention, but they're trying to get your attention in a different and unique way, through this astral connection, through telepathy. They're trying to create this deep bond from the inside out. They're feeling that the deeper they create the bond in the higher dimensions, then the more likely things are going to work out in the 3D with you when the time is right. Mask, yeah. So they're definitely wearing a mask. I feel like if in many cases these connections are mirrors, so both may be wearing masks. That may be why, you know, they're having trust issues. You may be trying to pretend to be powerful and like, look how attractive I am, and you know, you're trying to be seductive. You may be trying to seduce them, and they're like, whoa, hang on, why is she trying to seduce me? They may be thinking, are you trying to seduce other people like that? Or like, why are you trying to suck me in? Sounded bad. Karmic contract. Some of them, you know, this femme fatale could be someone else, a karmic contract, you know, that just sprang to mind. But not all karmic situations are like horrible people. I honestly don't feel like that is the truth. I feel like some karmic connections, it could be good karma. You can learn good lessons. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily have to mean that. Karmic contract, you know, these difficulties that you're going through, it's like the universe is pulling you together, but then you can't fully be together because there is karma to heal still, lessons to learn in self-love, maybe lessons to learn with other people or in different directions. Taking action. So yeah, this person does want to take action with you. Knight of Pentacles, it may be slow action, but nonetheless, they want to make things happen. They want a second chance, is what I'm feeling. Losing my mind. So yeah, they're losing their mind. Some of them, you know, it may just become so intense, this longing to be with you, and then they're trying to make it work, but they weren't ready, or neither of you were ready, so neither of you could force it, neither of you could align or manifest this at the time. And so they were losing their mind, getting really frustrated, feeling really sad, really devastated, really lonely. They may have been obsessing about this to the point of, you know, they were isolating themselves from the people and the world around them. And so it all just got too much and really started to feel unhealthy, and so they decided to go in a different direction. And you know, that sounds like it would have been a good thing, you know, moving in a different direction is the can be a form of surrender, which is a good thing. The final message, controlled. Yeah, this person fears that because you're so strong and magnetic to them, they fear like you could control them, or they would lose their mind, they'd lose their senses, or their sense, what's the word? They'd lose their logic, and they'd be totally ruled by their emotions, and they feel like they'd be all over the place, and they'd do stupid things, love makes a fool of us all kind of thing. They didn't want to be foolish. They don't want to, feel, they also didn't want to feel consumed and controlled by this connection in general. Like I said, so some of them took action to move in a different direction. So check out my other readings, look at my playlists. I have tons on here about how this person's truly feeling. I look deeply into soul connections and what's going on within connections. And I feel my other readings can really help you as well. So go check those out. And if this reading has resonated with you, then please like, share and subscribe. And if you subscribe, please tap the bell icon, turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading, which at this time is about every other day. And yeah, check out my other readings. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.